Your city, your news. From the campus of the University of Nebraska at Omaha, this is the Omaha News.
We're learning more and more about autism. Today, we'll show you an Omaha family that has learned a lot from their autistic child. Good afternoon, I'm Laura Wappelhorst.
The winter chill is closing in on Omaha. Find out what's in store for those trying to hit the putting green at the last minute. Good afternoon, I'm Ryan Kronschnabel. Nearly 6 in 1,000 children are diagnosed with some type of autism. The disorder causes a wide array of social and language challenges. The causes of autism are still a mystery, but identifying the symptoms early in a child's life can have a positive impact on the autistic child's quality of life.
What's the problem?
Joey Kuthon has autism.
You cannot change his routine. It's either go outside and play or terrorize his bedroom or eat.
It's hard at first, but Joe is himself, and it takes time to get used to him sometimes.
Raising a child with autism can be an expensive process and in some cases requires special equipment.
He's lucky that he's on Medicaid, so all that is paid by the state. Because Children's Hospital also got us a stroller. Because when you take Joe shopping, he don't want to walk. He'll just drop on you. They use it at school, so they can get him into the school, but once he's in the school, he's fine.
The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that all children be screened for autism between the ages of 18 and 24 months. Some possible indicators that your child may have autism include no babbling by 12 months, no gesturing such as pointing or waving by 12 months, no single words by 16 months, no two-word phrases by 24 months, and any loss of language or social skills at any age. Any of these signs are reason enough to have your child immediately evaluated by a specialist. There's very little evidence on what causes autism, and while people have been nervous about vaccines containing mercury being one of the causes, research so far has not been able to show a valid link between the two. The causes of autism are still a mystery, but identifying the symptoms early can have a positive impact on an autistic child's quality of life. Elkhorn residents sounded in with their 2 cents last night. City Councilman Dan Welch and Franklin Thompson took more than 2 hours of questions that ranged from emergency response times to yard waste removal and street renaming. An Elkhorn group that aims to reverse the annexation process handed out flyers at the event. They are holding a meeting at 7 p.m. Wednesday at Elkhorn High School.
The Lexington school teacher accused of kidnapping a 13-year-old boy to Mexico has been fired. Kelsey Peterson's contract was terminated by a unanimous vote from school officials. She faces federal charges of crossing state lines to have sex with a minor, along with charges in Dawson County on federal counts of kidnapping and child abuse. Peterson's attorney, James Martin Davis, says the kidnapping charges against her should be dropped because the boy went with her willingly. He also believes the boy is older than 13. Mayor Mike Fahey will not seek the Democratic nomination for the open Senate seat in Nebraska. He says there are too many things left to accomplish in the metro, including securing a long-term contract with the NCAA College World Series. Fahey is still considering seeking a third term as Omaha mayor in 2009, but hasn't made a final decision yet.
There's not much time left to fight that wicked slice or troublesome hook. Hope is in sight, because there's always next season. Jason Hendricks has more.
Temperatures are falling faster than the leaves from the trees, and that can only mean one thing for the average golfer. The season is coming to an end in the Omaha area.
We're still getting a fairly good number of people coming out, but towards the end of the season, a lot of people just put away their clubs.
Although there hasn't been any snow this season, cold weather is making most golfers retreat indoors and store their clubs in the closet for the next several months. The elements may keep most people away, but there's always a few diehards out there playing.
You'll find that, a lot of people will still come out like on a Friday or Saturday or a Sunday. It really depends on just what the weather's like. When it starts to get colder and windier, then you won't get as many people.
Most pro shops stay open nearly all year long and continue their day-to-day operations.
Well, we're open year-round, weather permitting. However, the The two main courses, Johnny Goodman and Benson, will each close for 1 month.
With the temperatures dropping, don't expect to see a lot of golfers on local courses. For the Omaha News, I'm Jason Hendricks.
Although most courses are open year-round, it takes an avid golfer to play in sub-zero temperatures.
Food fighting without the mess and for a good cause. UNO is competing against area businesses to raise the most food donations for the Salvation Army. They're asking for items like canned fruits, boxed dinners such as Hamburger Helper, and hygiene products like toothpaste, deodorants, and disposable diapers. The campaign starts this Friday at the Salvation Army's Tree of Light celebration at 90th and Dodge. Playing a sport you love doesn't take much thought. Trying to get recruited to play that sport on an athletic scholarship is another story.
And these hoopsters are gearing up for a season of success. Stay tuned to find out more. You're watching the Omaha News.
UNO Television.
Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
Work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV crew is a great experience.
UNO Television. Student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
What do you think arthritis looks like?
I've never felt like this. It's scary. Even carrying like a bundle of clothes down to the laundry room hurt. You know, there's a piece of me still that hopes that someday I'll wake up and they'll say, oh, we were wrong. You don't have this. It's something else. But the hardest thing for me is just asking for help when I need help.
These are the faces of arthritis. Learn more online or call the Arthritis Foundation Nebraska chapter at 330-6130. Arthritis, it's not what you think.
With a 15-16 record last year, the UNO men's basketball team plans on improving from last season and become a top contender in the NCC conference. Justin Kilker has the story.
After a disappointing season last year, the UNO men's basketball team has high hopes for their upcoming season.
I think we're going to be a great shooting team this year. That's one thing we hope to have, a lot of consistent shooters on our team.
UNO averaged 71 points per game last year, but they brought in some top-notch scorers to rely on to help boost that number. With having only 3 guys on their entire roster over 6'5", they plan to rely on their outside shooting for success.
Our big men inside are a little banged up right now, but hopefully as the season goes along, we'll get them back healthy and have a little more of an inside-outside game.
Despite having a young team, UNO plans on rebounding from back-to-back losing seasons. Their effort during the preseason has been well above par, and Durango, who attends every UNO practice, has been pretty impressed in what he's seen so far. UNO has had some success within the past few years and are seeking their first NCC championship since 2005. Players' jersey numbers have changed a lot compared to last year, but talent has seemed to improve.
We shoot the 3 very well. We saw that in our exhibition games. We shot, I think, around 40-50% from the three-point line, so that's going to be one of our huge strengths for this year. And hopefully we'll be able to speed up teams and create turnovers.
UNO can only wait for their season to begin, but the countdown has begun, and they're finally only days away from their season opener. For the Omaha News, I'm Justin Kilker.
The team travels to St. Cloud, Minnesota this weekend to open their 2007-2008 season. Their first home game is November 23rd at 8 p.m. in the Sapp Fieldhouse. Your UNO Mavericks football team is enjoying its first undefeated season since 1954. The Mavs have a first-round bye this week and will take on the winner of Central Washington versus Ashland. The second round of the Division II playoffs begins November 24th. That battle on the gridiron will be a home game at Cornelia Field. For ticket information, call 554-MAVS.
The high school football season is almost over and the recruiting season with it. The high recruits are being visited by coaches and receiving scholarship offers from the major programs. But how do the overshadowed players get their names out there and get recognized? Eric Iverson has the story.
Senior, number 35, Daniel Holst, plays football for Omaha Central High School. He is a 6'3", 190-pound starting outside linebacker. Daniel is a good player who is capable of making great plays at any time.
He isn't a good football player. He is a really great football player.
Daniel is a versatile player. Besides being a starting linebacker, Daniel is the punter. He also plays special teams and is the backup fullback. So, you would think that colleges would be interested.
I don't know of any colleges that are truly interested in me. I mean, I get calls from small colleges, but I want to go to a bigger university.
That is where Daniel's mom comes in. She goes to every game and records every single play that Daniel is in. Then she goes home and takes all of the plays that she has recorded and puts them onto the computer. She then edits them into a highlight DVD to show college coaches how great her son truly is.
I spend the next week editing them down to just a 10-second or 15-second highlight where it's just Daniel. And then I've compiled all of them according to defense, offense, and special teams where he's made incredible plays. And then we'll put all that footage together and send them out to every Division I school, college that has an engineering program for Daniel.
UNO, of course, they're great at football. That's all I know right now. I mean, any Division I college would be great.
Daniel's mom hopes all of the hard work that she and her son have put into getting recruited will pay off.
It'd be great sitting around with family, watching him play on Saturdays. Yeah, that'd be great. Friday nights are fun though, too.
The Class A state championship football game between Miller North and Omaha Central will be played here at Memorial Stadium on Friday. Many high school football players' careers will end. Daniel Holst hopes his career will continue into college. For the Omaha News, I'm Eric Iverson.
Daniel still hasn't been contacted by a Division I college, but he hopes that his play in the Class A state championship game will help him garner interest from a Division I program.
UNO's women's soccer team recently advanced to the third round of the playoffs. They take on fourth-ranked Minnesota State Friday at 1:30 in Mankato, Minnesota. The Lady Mavs currently stand at 15 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie. They're seeking their second national title in 3 years.
Coming up next on the Omaha News, we'll be talking with the Regional Emmy Award-winning staff from the documentary Madagascar.
The holiday craze is sweeping the metro area, and bargain buyers are chomping at the bit for the discount specials. Stay tuned to find out more.
Take a look at UNO and you'll find a school that can pretty much be everything to everyone. We have that big city feel and a sense of community that creates a close, friendly campus. Our professors and resources contribute to our great reputation in the city and the region. So whether you're just starting out, transferring, earning a degree online, or choosing a new path in life, you'll be able to find what you want.
Drugs, crime, prostitution, hunger. Visit yesomaha.org and donate to Youth Emergency Services. Help take homeless kids off the streets before something else does.
Breathtaking, electrifying, inspiring, Award-winning documentaries produced by UNO Television offer you a window on the history of Omaha and the world. Beginning with the acclaimed 2-hour documentary on the history of Omaha, If These Walls Could Speak, UNO Television has developed a reputation for producing high-quality programs that explore, educate, and enlighten. These outstanding productions can be part of your home video collection. For information about purchasing VHS or DVD copies, call 554-2516 or visit our website at unotv.unomaha.edu.
UNO Television has had a long history of award-winning documentaries, programs like If These Walls Could Speak, and a history of music in Omaha. The latest program, called Madagascar, Conservation versus Survival, has won 3 awards so far. And joining us today are the program's producers, Gary Repair, and the photographer, Mark Dale. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
Gary, the program is called Madagascar, but it's actually about the wildlife in Madagascar. Would you like to explain the program?
Well, it's about the conservation and preservation efforts of the Henry Doorly Zoo here in Omaha in Madagascar. Madagascar is a very unique and endangered ecosystem or environment. An island off the coast of Africa, and 80 to 90% of its original rainforest has been cut down by the natives for farmland and grazing land to feed themselves. And the zoo is trying to help the government of Madagascar determine which of the remaining tracts of forest to prioritize in their preservation efforts.
Okay. And Gary, what was it like shooting there?
Well, it's a very interesting country. We've got some pictures we brought along. As I said, it's an island country off the coast of Africa. It's about the size of Texas, and the population is about 18 million people. You can see the Indian Ocean on the east side, nice blue-green water there. But a good part of the country is one type of forest or another, or it was at one time. The rainfall dramatically varies from 12 inches to 12 feet. This would be indicative of the really lush, humid, wet rainforest. And we were in an area on the east coast that was very much like this. And in areas like this, seething with wildlife, but a very common animal over there found nowhere else in the world are lemurs. 70-some species in Madagascar. This is a brown or black and white ruffled lemur, about 20 pounds, one of the largest ones. Down to the smallest ones, a type of mouse lemur that's 3 or 4 ounces. And this one is called an one of the most unusual. It's kind of an odd nocturnal one. The terrain over there is pretty rough. In some areas, these are considered highways, boulders, potholes, bridges washed out and whatnot. And the zoo's vehicles that they have over there are all 4-wheel drives, but even they have a tough time getting through, need some people assist. They get cyclones that come in off the ocean and just deluge areas with rain, wash out bridges and roads, and you end up in areas like that.
And Mark, did you guys have trouble driving while you were
Well,
there?
in that last picture, you could see how hard it was getting around, and in this picture, you can see how easy it is to not get around. This was a really nice place here down along the southern coast of Madagascar. The places to shoot were interesting, and it was real tough some places were hard, some places not. Here we're doing a field lab exam. The zoo is doing a lot to find out as much information and track the species of the lemurs that are there right now.
How many species are there?
Gary said 70.
70
That's
plus,
right,
yeah.
he did say that.
There's also a lot of
there's
geckos,
other, yeah.
like you see Mark here, one was coming right toward his camera and actually crawled up over the lens and onto the microphone. It's a large chameleon.
That was a good shot then.
Yeah, yeah.
And
there you can see Mark and our sound engineer, Steve O'Gorman, down there getting some of their work done. We shot some aerials on our second trip, and here's the helicopter. Mark ran a unit that actually stabilized the camera. Steve's not actually flying the helicopter, but he's in a position where the pilots would be.
Yeah, I got to say that was pretty exciting to be hanging out the side of a helicopter flying about 10 feet right over the top of the trees right there like that. That was a lot of fun. there you can see that the elevation there varied quite a bit, and you can see part of the apparatus that would stabilize the camera.
And Mark's literally hanging out the side. He's strapped in, but his feet are hanging out the side of the helicopter as we're flying along
Yeah.
over
Wow.
some of those forested areas.
Okay, and this has become an Emmy-winning production. What other awards has the program won?
Well, we're really thrilled about the regional Emmy, the Heartland region, which you can see. In fact, the principal people that worked on the production all received a statue. We also won, prior to that, a Silver Telly Award. And the Tellys are a national competition for video productions, and we won their top award before we got word of the Emmys. And then we just recently found out we won a Silver Davy Award, like Davy and Goliath for small production firms, and we don't have that one yet. But we're very pleased with the results and being recognized in this way for our work. So it's very gratifying.
Okay, and you've done several documentaries, but this is the first one that involved wildlife. How long did it take to learn how to shoot the lemurs?
Oh, that was that was a challenge because it was actually new equipment too for us. We had it for 2 months, I think, before we actually went over to Madagascar with something that we hadn't used before. It was quite a challenge to learn how to shoot in high definition. The framing is completely different. Focus is real critical in high definition too.
Well, lemurs are very animated and they move without any warning, horizontally or vertically. And Mark got a lot of great wildlife shots over there and in the jungle and the rainforest. And those are elusive little critters to get
Yeah, the
captured
challenge
on tape.
was they'd be hanging on the side of a tree and then they would just horizontally jump 30 feet and not even give you an indication that they were going to go. So it was crazy.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and thanks for bringing the pictures.
Thank you. Thanks for having
Stay
me.
tuned. You're watching the Omaha News on the Knowledge Network.
If your days get out of control, reset your attitude by setting your radio to KVNO, Classical 90.7. Discover your own personal oasis of serenity on KVNO, Classical 90.7.
What do you think arthritis looks like?
I got diagnosed with it when I was 4 years old. I usually have to use my cane to get out of bed, and I can't rip the toilet paper or get in the car. I don't cry like I used to. I need my mom and my dad to help me get dressed. I'm hoping that they will find a cure.
These are the faces of arthritis. Learn more online or call the Arthritis Foundation Nebraska chapter at 330-6130. Arthritis, it's not what you think.
Watching a typical newscast, you can see that most stories are little more than headlines. But we think it's important to learn the details of one issue at a time. That's why we urge you to consider this. I'm Andrea McMaster. Join me each week from the UNO campus on a program that focuses on the issues that really matter to Nebraskans. Watch Consider This each Monday night at 5:30 on the Knowledge Network.
UNO Television.
Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
Work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV Crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV Crew is a great experience.
UNO Television. Student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
With the holidays right around the corner, many stores have already had a big push towards sales.
Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, has become the unofficial start to the holiday shopping season. The holiday shopping season is crucial for many retailers because it can account for 25 to 40% of their annual sales. Many retailers are jumping the gun, offering Black Friday type sales weeks earlier in an effort to draw in shoppers early and often.
You know, with Walmart's secret sales and things like that, I think that they're really hoping that people will buy something and then forget that how much money they spent and buy again later on for the same person.
Retailers such as Best Buy have already started their holiday sales with Black Friday type deals and offering extended shopping hours. Some retailers will open on Thanksgiving for sales. Kmart plans to be open between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. Other retailers offer early bird specials Friday morning. Many retailers, including JCPenney's and Kohl's, will open starting as early as 4 a.m. Many of the Black Friday advertisements have already been leaked onto the internet. Websites such as bfads.net and blackfridayads.com provide scans and detailed listings of items from the ads.
It allows us to pick out where we want to go. Allows me to map out like 5 different stores, that I want to go to, and know that, to get the high ticket items, I have to go to this store first and wait in line at this store, and then I can kind of progress through. So I think it's good. I think the company should release the ads real early on.
Many retailers like Walmart or Target threaten legal action to those sites who post the information. Target calls the posting serious infringement of intellectual property rights. Many of the sites complied with the request to take the ads down. More ads will continue to be released onto the internet as we get closer to Black Friday. For the Omaha News, I'm Joe Doyle.
While Black Friday is thought of as the busiest shopping day of the year, that honor actually belongs to the Saturday before Christmas.
Alltel says it won't charge customers who are affected by a service disruption. A spokesman for the company says it's removing all minutes for transactions between 5 and 10 p.m. last Friday. However, the refund will only be for Omaha and Lincoln, customers in the areas Alltel says were disrupted. Customers were getting busy signals and random calls even though they dialed the right numbers.
A crowd of famous actors rivaling the biggest award shows showed up outside of Universal Studios in Hollywood to picket in the writers' strike. Actors such as Matthew Perry, Steve Carell, Sally Field, and Felicity Huffman all showed up to give their support to the Writers Guild. The strike has already passed the 1-week mark. So far, the only shows that are affected are afternoon and late-night sitcoms. But if the strike continues, it will start to affect dramas and sitcoms on every channel. Next show, we'll look at a tuition break for UNO students who live in eastern Iowa.
And we'll also take you to the Anime NebraskaCon, an annual celebration for anime fans.
The Omaha News is gone next week. We'll be back on November 28th. For all of us here, have a happy Thanksgiving.